Hi loves! Today's video is all about weaning your baby off breastfeeding. I have 5 tips to share with you guys to make this process nice and smooth and easy for you guys. So my daughter is now 18 months old and I've breastfed her up until now. So I've been breastfeeding for a year and a half and she's been off the boob now for about 2 weeks, so she's completely weaned off of my boobs and breastfeeding. So I wanted to make this video for you guys to share some tips that personally worked for me, and hopefully it can help you guys out as well. So the first tip is do it gradually. So what I mean by that is you don't want to shock your baby and shock yourself as well. So when you do it gradually, it gives your baby and yourself time to adjust from the change. So basically what happened was I fed her, my usual feeding routine would be 4 times a day. So first thing in the morning when she wakes up, the second feed would be right before she goes down for her first nap. The third feed would go after her second nap, and then the last feed would be so since I fed her 4 times a day, how I did it gradually is basically I took away the second feed first, so the feed right before her first nap. I took that away first for about, I would say I tried that out for 2 weeks and she was perfectly fine, perfectly normal with that. And when you take away a feed, definitely replace it with something else. So give her, you know, in my case, I gave her a bottle of Homo milk and she would drink that instead of my breast milk. And I did that for 2 weeks and she was fine with it. Then after the 2 weeks, I took away the second middle feed, which is the third feed of the day, which is the one right after her second nap. So I took that away for about, I would say again, 2 more weeks. Replaced it with, of course, Homo milk. And then she only had the first feed, which is right before she woke up in the daytime, and then the last feed of the night, which is right before bed. So she had 2 of those feeds left, the morning feed and the nighttime feed, and I pretty much stuck with that routine for another 2 to 3 weeks. I forgot, it was either 2 or 3 weeks, feeding her only day and night on my boob. And once she was feeling once she was understanding and feeling comfortable with the change and everything, I dropped the morning feed, because you want to leave the nighttime feed for the last, because I find that's the hardest to let go. So I dropped the morning one and I only had the nighttime routine or the nighttime feed, and I fed her for the nighttime on my boob for about, I would say, a month and a half or 2 months, because it's not that she didn't understand or she wasn't comfortable. It was me. I was feeling kind of like sad and kind of like I wanted to hold on to our breastfeeding journey, so I kind of like prolonged it, but I totally could have just weaned her off within like the 2-3 weeks because she was comfortable with that. But I actually just let her feed on my boob at nighttime for about a month and a half or 2 months. I totally forgot what it was, but it was around that time frame. But you could totally do it within the 2-3 weeks if you must. But I just prolonged it in my case. But after that month and a half or 2 months, I finally took her off of the nighttime feed. And at the beginning, in my head, I thought she was gonna get really fussy and everything, because usually at nighttime what she would do is run to the breastfeeding chair and point at my breastfeeding pillow, and then she would get settled down on my boob and then she would go to bed. But after I weaned her off of the nighttime feed, she was perfectly fine. She didn't have any like fussiness or anything. All I really did was gave her, or she herself just took a bottle of her water. She drank it right before bed. I don't feed her like milk before bed because she gets that at dinner time and after dinner. So what she would do is just drink water before bed and then she head to bed. So that's pretty much how the weaning process. So when you're dropping those feeds, like I said, I fed her 4 times a day. Each time was about 2 weeks for her to adjust. So weaning process could totally take up to 2 to 3 months depending how slow or fast you want to do it. But definitely, just my first tip, do it gradually, because you do not want to shock your baby and traumatize him or her, and you don't want to shock yourself as well and get like engorged boobs and, you know, the worst thing, mastitis. You don't want to get that as well. So that's pretty much it for tip number 1. So tip number 2, do not do it when there is a dramatic change happening in the family. When I say change, it's either you're moving, or your baby is teething, or he or she is sick, etc. So you want to do it when everything is constant in your household and she's comfortable, and you don't want to, you know, you don't want to create another problem where there shouldn't be a problem, and you just want the breastfeeding weaning process to go smoothly. So do not do it when there's a big change going on in your family. And tip number 3, be consistent and firm with your baby. If say you're dropping the second feed and she really wants to go on your boob, or he or she wants to go on your boob, just say, you know, just say, no, you are a big boy, big girl now, you have to drink milk out of your bottle. And even if she or he is like kind of fussing and wants to go on your boob, try giving her the bottle and you like holding her while she feeds off of the bottle. If that helps it, that could be my tip. But Karis, she was very good. She just took her bottle like a big girl and she just drank it. So that could be a tip for you guys. Just hold your baby and then just give the bottle to him or her, and she probably would feel more comfortable like that. And like when you're weaning your baby, remember to offer an alternative milk in a bottle. You definitely, once you're starting to wean, you still need to feed them milk. It's not like, oh, once you wean off your boobs, there's no more milk, but you have to feed them milk outside, you know, in the bottle. So definitely offer an alternative. If your breasts are engorged, then definitely pump it out or hand express the milk until they feel comfortable and bearable. And key word is comfortable and bearable. Do not pump your regular, you know, 10 to 15 minutes. Only pump out what you need to feel comfortable and get on with your day. But do not pump for the full, you know, feeding time, because you don't want to produce more milk. You just want to be comfortable. And when I first started weaning Karis, I did have a little bit of engorgement because, you know, my boobs are used to producing that milk during that time when she feeds. So I did have a little bit, so I had to pump out, I would say about 5 minutes for the entire, you know, 2 boobs. So I just pumped out what I needed to pump out, you know. You can totally just give it to your baby in a bottle, and then I was good to go. And I only got engorged, I would say, a total of, I think, 2 times. So my body kind of got with the program really quick. So that's just a tip for you guys. Do not pump out, you know, the full maximum, because you don't want to produce more milk. Tip number 5, the final tip is enjoy the last precious moments of breastfeeding your baby, because you've created a special bond between you and your baby, and you are definitely gonna miss it. I totally missed it already. It's been, I think, about 2 weeks since Karis has completely weaned off of breastfeeding, and every time I put her down to bed at nighttime and I just look at my breastfeeding pillow on the chair, I just get so like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I miss it. But I'm just like so proud of myself and so proud of her for, you know, our breastfeeding journey. So we've come this far ever since she was born all the way up to now. A year and a half of breastfeeding, and I just feel so proud of myself, so proud of her, and just give yourself a pat on the back for just doing such a great job at breastfeeding your baby and just nourishing them and, you know, watching them grow up. It's just your baby is all grown up now, and it's all because of you and your breastfeeding. And just be proud of yourself and how far you've come in your breastfeeding journey. I remember in the hospital, like from the start, I remember in the hospital when I got my colostrum, the next few days I got my milk in, I was so excited. And then just breastfeeding, the struggles at the beginning, because you didn't know, this is my first baby, so I didn't know how to breastfeed at all. It was a challenge at times, and then once I got the hang of it, it was like the best thing ever, so easy. And just looking into your baby when you're breastfeeding is the most precious moments of life, so just enjoy it. And I just remember the bad times as well. leaky boobs, engorged boobs. I had mastitis. It was the most painful thing ever. But all of it is totally worth it. All up until now, it's just so worth it. And just the weaning process as well, you definitely have to give yourself credit. And now you get your body back to yourself. But all kidding aside, I just want to tell you guys what a great job you did at breastfeeding, and now it's time to wean your baby off of breastfeeding. So I hope these 5 tips helped you guys out and just helped you have an easier, smoother time at weaning your baby off of your boobs, off of breastfeeding, and hopefully this video helped you guys out. And let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have any other questions you would love to ask me. I would definitely love to respond to you guys as well, because being a new mom, you don't know how to do certain things. So I just want to create this video to help a mama out. But that's pretty much it for this video. Now that we've weaned Karis off my boobs, the next step in teaching her is potty training, which is gonna be, I'm kind of nervous and scared, but hopefully everything will go smoothly as well. And if it does, I'm gonna create another tip video for you guys. So wish us luck. It's kind of freaking me out because, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's very like all up in the air. So hopefully that goes well, so wish me luck. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful to you. Give it a thumbs up. Please like it, share it, and subscribe to this channel. And that's pretty much it from me. I'll talk to you guys on my next video. Bye guys. Mwah. Love you. Bye.